Bhutale. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshikarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Sarva Vigna Vinashaka Bhakta Vatsala Nrsingadev Bhagavan ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan Mahayagna ki jai, Panchatattva Bhagavan ki jai. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yatrapata Maham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwar. Hare Krishna. So, at the outset, I want to offer my hearty congratulations to all of you, everybody, for making this dream come true. IBC Whitefield dream. So you have become kind of a role model. Now they have done something in Krishnarajapuram also. They've hired a place and they're having regular programs there. I honestly didn't expect the Krishnarajapuram devotees to show so much courage. They've hired a place. I think they're paying some 25 or 30,000 rupees as rent. That's quite a big sum for them. But very boldly, they've hired a place and they've changed a little bit, like you people did. They built a kitchen outside and dining area. So many things they've done. And so they also have started. So preaching is expanding there also. They started about 2.5 months back, I think. So Katiganhalli, we have a place. It's a roof of a 2-storied building, 3-storied building. So we have the entire roof has been given to us by a devotee family. And they built a whole hall for us. Now the hall has turned out to be too small. We are extending that hall. So Sanjay Nagar is kind of on and off with different strategies. Once they took a place and they had to give it up, then they went to a school, they had to give it up. And I don't know what they're doing now. But sooner or later, I presume that they will also get started. So by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, the movement is growing and expanding. So, it's a bit like this coronavirus things. It's infecting many people and it's growing. But that's where the comparison stops. Coronavirus and Lord Chaitanya's movement. Coronavirus is a very scary thing, but Lord Chaitanya's movement is a very auspicious thing. Bhuvana Mangala. It's very auspicious, very pious, very great, very glorious for all the world, all the people of the world. So this movement is also spreading. And the devotees, can you all hear me or should I be louder?
So
can you all hear me slightly louder?
Clear, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So even in Russia, it grew secretly underground until finally when they opened up, there were thousands of devotees. I suspect something like that is happening in China. I mean, that's what we think. More and more devotees, more and more people chanting Hare Krishna. We don't know when the big change will happen in China. And that's like one of the last frontiers for preaching. Then when I went to Mayapur, I saw hundreds of Chinese origin devotees there. Let's see how quickly China also will make it legal and possible for the devotees to preach. I've met many Chinese devotees, very, very dedicated, very sincere, very hardworking. So like that, it's spreading without some places very secretly, the movement. But like I said, you can't compare the two things anymore, coronavirus. So just as coronavirus also does not respect borders and race, religion, caste, etc., age, Krishna consciousness, the Chaitanya virus, if you can say, is also like that. It's growing. And nobody knows who will be the next person who will get the blessings and mercy of Lord Chaitanya. But of course, there is a prophecy that Putrite Joto Ache Nagaradi Gram, wherever wherever there are people living, all towns, villages, they will soon start chanting the names of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. They will be singing Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Dvaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta. So that's how it's growing. And today is Akshaya Tritiya day. Very fortunate. It's a divine coincidence. It's said that whatever we do on Akshaya Tritiya day tends to grow, expand, etc. So my sincerest wishes and prayers to Shri Gandharvika Giridhari that all of you should be blessed and protected. See, this protection is so important nowadays that we don't know after the coronavirus thing whose job will survive, whose jobs won't survive, which company will survive, which company will have serious difficulty. It's so difficult to predict. So we will offer. So we have decided that today, being Akshaya Tritiya day, I'm making a special request to Harikshetra, Bandhu Madhav, all the leaders who are there. Please make a list of all the names of those who are connected with your center. Send it to me by evening 4 o'clock. Name, Nakshatra, Gotra, children, everybody. Around 5 o'clock, we want to offer a special Archana Seva for Lord Narsimha. And I will personally read out all these names in front of the Lord, because today also the Chandan Yatra of the Lord is starting, and seek protection of Narsimha Dev for all of you. So from our side, from the temple side, there's a special offer saying, please just send me your name, Nakshatra, Gotra, all the names of your family members, all of you. And I will personally read the names to the Lord. And then we will perform a Ashtottara Archana, Tulasi Ashtottara Archana, offer, seek protection for all of you. So this is my request. So basically, the big responsibility to change this world is upon all of you now. So if you chant seriously, you become more serious, you become more fixed up. Prabhupada used the word fixed up, means, unshaken faith. You read Bhagavatam, you read Bhagavad Gita, you follow, you attend festivals. Of course, I guess for the foreseeable future, many festivals will be online. Whatever it may be, but we should try to attend. And also, I want to make a humble request that even after lockdown is lifted, this online classes, those who cannot come, that should continue to grow. Because Harikshatra told me that that's how it is going on and expanding. I'm very curious, and I'm very happy to know that. We got into this game a little late, our temple, but now I'm seeing that every Bhaktiviksha group circle is having their own classes, Bhagavatam reading, Chaitanya Charitamrita reading, Japa session classes, Ramayan classes, Sundarakanda classes, Kunti Devi prayers, Dhruva Maharaj's pastime, like that. So many things have happened. Gajendra's prayers. So many amazing things have happened. So I always joke with the devotees. I say, maybe all the devotees, maybe especially those who live in Martali, must have prayed to the Lord saying, we are sick of this travel and congestion and traffic jams. Just want to chill out for a few days at home and just chant peacefully, spend some time peacefully, chant and hear and take prasadam peacefully and not worry so much about traffic jams or something. So I guess Giridhari took your prayer seriously and he made it happen. So human form of life is like that. Sometimes it is ups and downs, but we have to understand that basically this is the only chance we get to hear about Krishna, read about Krishna, become devotee of Krishna. So this thinking about Krishna is so important that there is a principle in the Ayurveda. It says that Aushadhim Vishnum Chintayet. It says that if you really want a cure, then you should take Aushadhi, means medicine, and Vishnum Chintayet. That means you should also think about Vishnu. You should also meditate on Vishnu. It says both these components should be there, medicine and meditation on Vishnu, worship of Vishnu, serving Vishnu. Both these components. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Aushadhim Vishnum Chintayet. These two contribute towards a cure. So same way in this material world, Prabhupada also explains in one place that because of the it's crazy world. So we need to take medicine and a proper diet, Prabhupada says in a different way. Medicine is, for us, of course, the doctor may prescribe medicine, but for us, we believe that the real medicine is to take, is to chant the names of the Lord, etc. But proper diet is for nutrition. Nutrition, Prabhupada says, nothing other than prasadam. Prabhupada actually explains that prasadam and medicine, powerful combination, because prasadam wipes away your karma, and medicine means not just the medicine they give, but Vishnu Chintayet, remembering Vishnu. So it's a very powerful combination. So it said that people who chant Vishnu's name can actually conquer everything. They can conquer everything, which means their own karma. So many amazing things tend to happen when we chant Krishna's name. So this is the principle that Lord Chaitanya wanted to show to all of us, that the whole society should be organized in such a way that there's more chanting. Vishnu Chintayet, there's more meditation on Vishnu, there's more bhakti. Otherwise, it's an animalistic society. And when a community, when a family, when a community, when a province becomes more and more Krishna conscious, automatically many things in that area will change. Srila Prabhupada said, even if 1% of the people of the world of a particular area or something become Krishna conscious, then it influences the whole area. 1%. It's like that mobile tower thing, no? You keep mobile tower in one place. It has a radius which it affects, or it can carry signal for 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers, or the big ones carry signal for 5 kilometers or whatever. So same way, if one community is there, one place where everybody are gathering and chanting and hearing, and so it has its own influence. Material, I mean, radioactive waves are all material things. They also have influence. And what to speak of Krishna's energy? What to speak of Krishna's name? Krishna's name is more powerful than all the magnetic radiation that you have in this world. Much more powerful, because it represents Krishna. Actually, the name of Krishna is non-different from Krishna. So this thing about, so in the olden days, the schools also used to be oriented in such a way that they would be chanting, they would be hearing, there would be classes related to understanding about Krishna, about bhakti, and so on. But things have changed drastically in the name of secularism or whatever it is. But they've changed drastically, and we've become a very poor country. I mean to say, I'm not talking just about material wealth, but spiritually we are bankrupt. We don't know anything, which is a very great tragedy. We just don't know anything. We don't know there's an Atma sitting inside. Atma never dies. Atma goes to another body. Atma is born again, carries the karma, and then there's Krishna who's watching all this. He's the Paramatma, and sun and moon are his eyes, and Krishna is intimately related. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We don't have a clue about any of these things. And whatever little bhakti we show is also misdirected, because when we go to any temple that we see in the neighborhood, we don't even understand what's the difference between Vishnu, Ganesha, Mukunda, Kartikeya, Skanda, Muruga, or Devi. We just don't know. So we have absolutely no idea. So which is a big tragedy actually, that in this great land, this knowledge is slowly vanishing in the name of secularism, in the name of secular education, and so on. So at various levels, correction has to be applied. At least we should change our life at the level of a family. We should learn how to chant. We should learn how to offer. We should learn Bhagavad Gita. We should learn Bhagavatam. We should study our scriptures, for which we are known, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, for which we are known globally. And we should understand what are sinful activities, and we should understand Dukhalayam Shashvatam. This world is not my place. It's not my permanent place. And the only hope I have in this world is, as long as I try and become a devotee, so at least at the family level, we have to change. If the family changes, it has its own huge influence. Like I told you, this magnetic tower is there, the mobile company tower, it has influence. So if one family changes, simply by the presence of devotees in one family, the whole area will change. So we have to make that kind of a decision in our life, that I'll take bhakti very seriously. So there's this famous story in the Mahabharata, when Duryodhana is searching for Yudhishthira. during that time when they're supposed to be incognito. Incognito means hiding. They should not be. If they're detected at that point of time, then they will have to go through a 12-year vanvas again. So Pandavas are in disguise and staying in different parts. No, they all stay in the Virat province. So the king is there, and every one of them has a different type of a job. Bhima is the cook. Nakula Sahadeva takes care of the horses and the cattle. Arjuna is, because he has the effect of a curse, 1 year he'll be a eunuch. So he will be the dance teacher in the queen's palace. Yudhishthira will be the advisor of the king. They're all living like that. Duryodhana is desperate to hunt them down, try to find them, and he's sending his spies in all directions. But everybody comes back and says, we can't find the Pandavas. Duryodhana is baffled. He's bewildered. He says, how is it that you can't find the Pandavas? Nakula is the most handsome person. Sahadeva is the most wise and intelligent person. It is, I mean, Bhima is like a mountain. Like a mountain. And Yudhishthira is so dazzlingly radiant because of his purity, bhakti. And of course, Arjuna is also very charmingly handsome Kshatriya prince. How is it you can't find? And Draupadi, she's like queen. She's like Lakshmi. How is it you can't find them? So he's baffled. So he's putting pressure on all his spies and agents and sending them again and saying, somehow you have to find them for me. Somehow you have to find them for me. So all of them go back and then they come back again and say, we've tried everywhere, but we can't find them. Then maybe they'll speculate that maybe they're dead, maybe they're ran away from Bharatavarsha, across the ocean and gone off into some other continent. Then they're speaking like that, and it's an interesting conversation. And finally, Dronacharya will say, I'm sure they won't run away because they're my students. I know them. I never taught them how to be afraid. They are here somewhere, but I don't know where. But definitely they have not run away because they don't have any fear. They have neither fear nor are they scared of you. So Duryodhana, don't think that they're so scared of you that because of you they'll run away. Yeah, that won't happen. They're here. Where they are, I don't know. Then Duryodhana is puzzled. He will also know Pandavas are not the kind of people who run away. So there's big confusion and there's big debate. And finally, Bhishma will step in. Bhishma Pitama will step in and say, you people don't know how to search for Yudhishthira. Bhishma will say, wherever Yudhishthira is there. Very amazing statements he will make, Bhishma. Wherever the Yudhishthira is there, in that country, there'll be unusual levels of high prosperity, peace, happiness, joy, good health, wealth. I mean, it would be, it would be like suddenly a piece of Vaikunta in the material world, wherever Yudhishthira is there. Why? Because he's truthful, he's very nice devotee, he's very obedient to his elders, he's perfect in his character, he's very gentle, he's very loving, he's very forgiving, he's a Kshatriya, he's bold, he's strong, but at the same time gentle, very wise, very well-read, scholarly, large-hearted, no envy, and he conducts himself so perfectly that it's difficult to be his enemy. He's known as Ajata Shatru. So Bhishma will say, wherever he is there, and along with the Pandavas, there will be unimaginable levels of happiness, prosperity, joy, good health among the people, and everybody will be happy. So Duryodhana won't like what Bhishma says. He'll become very envious. Then he'll ask, my kingdom, Hastinapura, is no less. This kingdom is also very prosperous. We are also second to Hum kisi se kam nahi. Duryodhana will declare. Because he becomes envious. He cannot stand that somebody is glorifying Yudhishthira in front of him. Then Bhishma will chastise him and say, you are a stupid, ignorant, envious fool. You don't know about Yudhishthira. Or even if you know, you're pretending that you don't know. Hastinapura will be nothing compared to the prosperity that one man can bring or that one family can bring. Then very reluctantly, Duryodhana will start discussing. So, which is that province that suddenly has become very, very prosperous? Suddenly, in the last 1 year. Then all of them will conclude that this Virat Raja, out of nowhere, suddenly has become extremely strong, prosperous, wealthy, joyful. The whole kingdom seems to be bubbling with happiness and this and that. And that's where even that Kichaka got killed mysteriously. Nobody could find out who could kill. Everybody knows that there are only three people, probably three, who could kill Kichaka: Balaram, Bhima, and probably Duryodhana. So they're wondering who killed Kichaka in that kingdom and why they're all so happy. We know they're happy because Yudhishthira was living there. So, and then of course, finally, Duryodhana will say, all right, we'll send all our spies to Virat kingdom and try and see if we can track them down. So the point to be noted is that to be a devotee of the Lord is a very special thing, very nice, very glorious. That sometimes in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, we can see that as he's traveling, he will somehow or other find out who are the most dedicated devotees of Lord Vishnu in every town and village as he goes across the whole of South India. It said that Lord Chaitanya would go to houses of such devotees and accept hospitality, which means he would take his lunch or something like that. He would accept. So you please understand, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna. He's searching for these kind of houses on his way, goes to their houses, personally becomes their guest and accepts whatever they feed him. So this is the glory of a devotee. Lord Chaitanya, imagine the Lord coming into your house and saying, Bhikshan Dehi or something. I'm a sannyasi who's traveling. I need some shelter, food and this and that. Can I, like that he will say, and then actually there'll be a competition, hundreds of people wanting, but Lord Chaitanya will somehow or other carefully choose. Sometimes he stays in different places, different days, like that. Sometimes in the same house for many days. Like he stayed in the house of Venkata Bhatta in Srirangam for 4 full months. He was an extraordinary devotee, the father of Gopala Bhatta. Not father, uncle of Gopala Bhatta. So he stayed for 4 full months in their house because he was so depressed, so impressed by their devotion. So you see, Lord Chaitanya comes looking. Similarly, Krishna will come looking for those houses where he is welcome. And the scriptures say Krishna doesn't come alone. Behind him, Lakshmi will come. Saraswati will come. The Devatas will come. Otherwise, Lakshmi is known as Chanchala. She'll come for some time, spend some time, and go away. Chanchala, she won't stay in one place, but she will stay in that place constantly where Vishnu is being worshipped. So that Vishnu is her husband. Where he is being worshipped, Vishnu will be there, and so she will stay. So when Krishna comes, everybody comes. All good things come. So if you ask me what should be our goal, the goal should be to get Krishna into our lives, into our houses, into our lives, into our mind, into our consciousness, and completely dedicate ourselves to him. And one day Krishna will come looking for us. Madbhakta yatra gayanti tatra tishtami narada. Where my devotees are singing, chanting, and glorifying me, there definitely I will be there. I will be there. I will come there. So to accept the Lord as a guest in our house is not a small thing. But so basically, Lord Chaitanya is not looking at the caste or this or that or ashram. He's looking at what's your level of devotion, what's your level of dedication, what's your level of surrender. And then we also see that in most of the cases, people who host him, they are blessed by Lord Chaitanya in a very extraordinary way. What is that blessing of Lord Chaitanya? Lord Chaitanya's blessing is that whoever hears the Hare Krishna Mahamantra from Lord Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, as he's singing and chanting, and whoever takes to it, whoever follows that singing, they will also get Krishna Bhakti. They'll become very intensely attracted to Krishna. So similarly, anybody who hears this devotee chanting, who heard from Lord Chaitanya, he will also get bhakti. He will also get Krishna prema. That's how it goes on. From Chaitanya, who heard directly, they get. But if let's say I haven't met Lord Chaitanya, but I'm hearing the kirtan from somebody who has met Lord Chaitanya, then that bhakti and prema, Krishna prema, will awaken in my heart also. So Lord Chaitanya would give his blessings in that manner, blessing everybody, saying, oh, go ahead, become wonderful devotees, serve Krishna nicely, take shelter of Krishna. That's the only thing you need in this meditative world. Otherwise, it's a very it's a very risky, very dangerous place. Always stay under the shelter of Krishna. So like that, Lord Chaitanya, he preaches. So to become a devotee in Kali Yuga is very special, very rare. Samahatma Sudurlabha. Krishna says such people are very rare. And Krishna is very extraordinary. He's not some ordinary. I mean, in the way he takes care of his devotees, we cannot believe how much love Krishna shows for his devotees. It's very difficult to believe. Like in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is showing to Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, I mean, you're very dear to me, Arjuna. You're such a sweet devotee. I mean, you've been such a wonderful devotee. Um, um, Krishna helps Arjuna get married to Subhadra, his own sister. Just a minute, hold on. Just a minute, Bunny. ಆಯ್ತಾ ಹೋಮ ಏನಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅವ್ರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಂಭಾವನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಒಂದು 12,000 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಿ हमको पैसा देना है 1 घंटा वेट कर because today's Akshay Tritiya, some activities are going on here, such as cooking for the people. Is it a 40-minute session or it can go on? Harikshetra?
It can go on to till 10. It can go on to.
Okay, fine. So, what was I saying?
Anybody who would hear Lord Chaitanya's chanting would also become a devotee.
Yes. So that's how it would continue, and everybody would get the same effect as having personally met Lord Chaitanya. So, see, I mean, see, ultimately, please understand one thing. Out there in the world, it's pretty scary and high-risk world now. After coronavirus, the level of risk increases for all of us, not just in coronavirus hitting you, but the after effects of coronavirus can hit us anytime, economically, sociologically, as a country, in so many different ways. Nobody knows when the schools will reopen like that. See, this is not good times, honestly speaking. And I can't think of any other way except taking the shelter of Krishna and asking him, Krishna, please protect me. It's like, a bit like how Kunti felt when she was living in the palace of Duryodhana. She didn't have a choice. After her husband Pandu died, they all had to come back and stay in the palace that Dhritarashtra had provided them. And Kunti was painfully aware that it looks like a beautiful palace from outside, but inside that palace, everybody is a snake or a serpent or a scorpion. Shakuni, Duryodhana, Dushasana, and for that matter, even Dhritarashtra. She knew that she was completely without any friends, except probably Vidura and, of course, Bhishma. But she was always surrounded by these alligators and scorpions and snakes and envious people. Kunti was so frightened about the welfare of our 5 children, completely scared. They were just little kids. And very openly, Duryodhana would challenge them and would pour out his envy uh, towards the Pandavas, right from childhood. I mean, this is stories that he would bind up Bhima, feed him poison, and throw him into the river, and secretly celebrate, saying, okay, Bhima is dead, but come out and pretend as if he's also along with the Pandavas searching for Bhima. When Bhima comes out, he tells the truth of what happened. So Kunti becomes even more scared. She'll say, look at me, I have 5 children. I have to protect them against these snakes and serpents and scorpions. So in the Kunti's prayer, she says, my Lord, whenever I felt like that, I used to cry my heart out and beg for your protection, beg for protection from you. And my Lord, you never let me down. You were always so kind and merciful. You protected me from those days all the way up to now, when the only successor to the throne of Hastinapura, that is Parikshit, in the womb of Uttara, he should have been killed by the Brahmastra of Ashwatthama. Even there, even now, you have come and protected us. So she says, I don't know how to be grateful to you. But of course, Kunti is a very, very exalted devotee. We can't imitate Kunti. So what Kunti says is, I'm tired. I'm tired of these anxieties with which I have lived. Always be scared about protecting my children, my grandchildren, my daughter-in-law from all kinds of threats and dangers and risky situations and so on. I know you're there to protect me. I know you've always protected me. I know you're my nephew, but I'm your aunt. But the fact of the matter is, you're the one who has protected me. You've been so nice. So I think I can't take this anymore, this kind of a lifestyle anxiety of one. So what she says is very amazing in Kunti Devi's prayers. She says that, my Lord, from this moment onwards, I just dissolve my relationship with my children. She says, I mean, they're grown up, they can take care of themselves. They're no longer my children. They're yours. You take care of them. I can't go on. Now I just want to be completely dedicated to thinking about you, worshiping you, meditating on you. And I mean, I'll dissolve means I will cut away, cut all my relationships with the material world, because that is because I because I just want to think only about you and serve. I mean, worshiping you or glorifying you, and nothing else matters to me here afterwards. I've done this all my life. I've had enough. I've brought them to this level. I've offered them to you. You protected them. You made Yudhishthira the king. But that's about it. My life and I mean, my involvement with this ends here. I'll now dedicate myself to you in your service. They're no longer my children. I'll. I mean, I'm yours. So that thing is called akinchana. Akinchana means not having any anchor in the material world. So that's of course Kunti. Kunti reacts like that. I don't know. We should not imitate Kunti, but nevertheless, we should at least in this human form of life get shelter of Krishna. Because otherwise, like I just explained, it's not going to be an easy world. Yudhishthira also realizes this. He says, when he thanks his mother for all her devotion, he says, it's your prayers that have protected us uh, at all stages. So Yudhishthira also expresses some kind of gratitude to Kunti Devi and says, I mean, uh, you brought us to Krishna and delivered us into the shelter, loving shelter of Krishna, like that. So Kunti reacts like that. So our job is that Not only should we get shelter of Krishna, but we should show the way for the whole world how to get shelter of Krishna, how to get to Krishna, how to get to Krishna's lotus feet. There's no other reason why this movement is expanding. The movement is not expanding only for our sake. The movement is expanding for the sake of so many millions of people out there who want peace and happiness, but who don't know how to get it. Who are complicating their life by indulging in sinful activities, but they don't know how to get out of it. Some people don't even know what is serious sinful activity. So they're there. So Prabhupada's Lord Chaitanya's movement is a selfless movement. Lord Chaitanya says, you go ahead, you work for everybody, save everybody, and I'll save you. It's like the doctors who are fighting the coronavirus. The government is taking so many steps to protect them, take care of them, because they're fighting in the front, coronavirus. So similarly, you're fighting people, you're fighting Kali, you're fighting Maya, you're protecting people, bringing them, delivering to Krishna. Krishna will protect you. Krishna will protect you in every possible way. So that's the choice we have to make. So, I mean, whichever way you look at it, becoming a devotee is the best thing to do in the human form of life. How Duryodhana will come to realize that the kind of prosperity that one man, Yudhishthira, can bring to a whole kingdom, he cannot bring by hard work or anything. Yudhishthira brings just by being a devotee, because Krishna wants that way. And Krishna wants it that way. And Kunti also realizes that I cannot imagine how my children would have survived had it not been for your protection all along, at all stages in our life. So in return for what you have done, I'm offering myself to you. I'm offering myself unconditionally. Now you take care of my children, do whatever you like with them. But I'm offering myself to you unconditionally. Unconditionally, I'm offering myself to you. Lord Chaitanya also recommends, he says that Lord Chaitanya says that Param Shri Krishna Sankirtana. Don't underestimate. All I'm doing is keeping up beads and chanting and kirtan. So how is it going to affect me? Yes, it will affect you tremendously. Tremendously. Param Vijayate. That the kind of victory and happiness and success and prosperity you will achieve by chanting Hare Krishna, you will not get through any other means. You will not get through any other means. So our life should be wedded, married to the process of Sankirtan. Practice of Sankirtan, process of Sankirtan, preaching Sankirtan, proactively engaging in Sankirtan, completely engaged. And you never know, because I personally believe that if devotees become sincere, actually by their sincere prayers, and the world may escape from the more harmful effects of coronavirus or any other virus or anything. If they listen to a devotee and appreciate a devotee and take his instructions seriously, the whole world may be liberated, the whole world may be saved. Because Lord Rama, when he was the king in Ayodhya, actually it's true for Krishna, for Rama, for Yudhishthira, for Prithu Maharaj. You read in the Bhagavatam, all these things are explained. How when they were kings, everything was going on so nicely. Actually, when Prithu Maharaj was the king, Mother Earth stopped giving grains, because Prithu Maharaj, the king before him was Vena, King Vena, Prithu Maharaj's father, but he was a very demoniac person. So the earth stops yielding grains. People are suffering from starvation. Whatever they do, they put seeds and they do everything, and earth swallows all the seeds, but it doesn't give anything back. Then Prithu Maharaj will perform a yagya, and then there's a whole story how, there's a little bit of a clash between Prithu Maharaj and Mother Earth. And finally, Mother Earth will, on the assurance from Prithu Maharaj that all the people of this country, that time of the kingdom, would become nice devotees. Actually, they would have become, as soon as King Vena is killed and succeeded by Prithu Maharaj. So then Mother Earth, on a reassurance from Prithu that they will all be wonderful devotees, then she starts yielding grains. Then she starts yielding grains. So whether it's Yudhishthira or Krishna or Arjuna, I mean to say, Lord Rama, or there's peace, happiness where there's bhakti. Where there is bhakti, where there is unlimited amount of bhakti, automatically there is peace, prosperity, happiness. That's what we have to recreate now. That is the thing that we have to recreate in this world. We have to show by example how devotees are happy, healthy, prosperous, joyful, and very dharmic and very compassionate. So we have to understand that these are the qualities that somehow we have to work on and develop ourselves. This is the way we have to. That is called human culture, cultured living beings. So they have these kind of qualities and values. So, and then once we practice it, it definitely has an impact on the rest of the world. Actually, Prabhupada uses one word. I was very surprised when I came across this word. Prabhupada uses this word when he explains how happy the devotees become when they're practicing bhakti. He uses this word in the purports of Queen Kunti's teachings. Extremely rare. I've not come across the Prabhupada's usage of that word many times. Prabhupada says devotees become jubilant. Jubilant. Jubilant means excessively happy. Excessively happy. I mean, let's say if somebody has been preparing to do IAS for 3-4 years in his life and suddenly he clears it and gets a pretty good rank. He is jubilant. He is so unbelievably happy. So Prabhupada says devotees of Krishna become jubilant always. Because Krishna is there. They'll be surprised. What all Krishna is willing to do for his devotees. He becomes a messenger, protector, guide, well-wisher, friend. Anything that's required according to situation, Krishna will become in the interest of the devotee. So as the devotee's faith starts building up strongly, the devotee becomes jubilant. He becomes very excessively happy, very happy at how Krishna is taking care of him in all possible ways. So I wish you all very well. I wish that all of you become wonderful devotees. You first thing is you make your house into a little devotee, a little temple of Lord Krishna. Bring Krishna into your house. And like Bhishma says, wherever there's a devotee, there'll be peace, happiness, tranquility, virtue, kind, everything will be there. So similarly, not only in your houses, but we hope and pray that the whole of Marthahalli, people will be protected and there'll be continuous, kirtan there, protection there from all kinds of threats and dangers and attacks. And I once again request that all of you should cooperate like you're doing under the leadership of ISKCON Prabhu, a very, very dedicated, highly capable person. I'm very proud to have him with us. I have the fondest of recollections of his sincerity, dedication. Arjuna Sakha, Kartikeya, our other devotee.
Koti Sashi Prabhu.
What's that?
Koti Sashi Gauranga Prabhu.
Koti Sashi Prabhu. I am very deeply impressed by their sincerity, dedication. And of course, you have world-class congregation leaders like Mandu Madhav, Sudhir Gopal Prabhu, Srinivas Varada Prabhu, so many of them. That I offer my Nagaraj, our Nagaraj Prabhu. I offer my sincere thanks to all of them. And I'm very happy at the way that center is growing and coming up. And Vikram Chaitanya Prabhu, so many of them. Such wonderful devotees are there. So we are always ready in whatever way to help and support you. And I'm also grateful that I understand that you're also raising some money now to support the Giridhari temple. I'm very grateful to you for all that wonderful gesture. I told Harikshetra, end of the day, we're all one family. Happiness, joy, sorrow, everything we share. Joyfully we share. So in that one sense also, I'm very grateful to you for all the family-like situation. And then once again, I want to remind you that just, put it all together and send it by WhatsApp or some means to me. Just your names of all Bhakti leaders. Specifically, I'm requesting send names of members of your community, of your group. We will offer special archana to Narasimha Dev seeking protection. Thank you very much. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki jai. Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Shri Sarva Vigna Vinashaka Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan Mahayajna ki jai. Shri Shri Patit Pavan Gaur Nitai ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande. Thank you, Hari Kshetra. My hearty congratulations. It's the 3rd anniversary. I remember last anniversary also. I was there and we had a grand feast. I remember. All right, we can have that feast a little later. But my hearty congratulations to all of you. And I really hope this is the turnaround year for you. I know all of you have plans, have your own place, have your. I pray on this Akshaya Tritiya day that all of you, all your goals for your preaching activities also should be fulfilled. So please send me, if you wish, whatever are your preaching goals. I will read it out to Nrsimhadev and Giridhari here today on Akshaya Tritiya, and we'll pray for you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
So last year we could able to offer the progress report. So this year we are not prepared, but at least some things I would like to share.
Sure, go ahead.
2 years back, we did 2 Janmashtamis. Last year, we did 3 Janmashtamis in big scale. So that was a major thing that we had stepped up.
Kartikeya, Arjun Saka, and your regular one, VSR Wala. Very good. I know you didn't do it VSR, you did opposite. I know about that.
So then this year also we'll continue with 3. And we have established nice Gita course programs in all these 3 places where Janmashtami is happening. And it has almost become a regular pipeline of. It's almost become a regular pipeline of this one. And now we are getting good amount of result in Bhakti Vriksha. So we are 20 Bhakti Vrikshas now as of now.
Wow.
We are hoping to grow at least in next 2-3 years to hit around 100 Bhakti Vrikshas. So we want
very nice. Yes, Hari Kshetra.
Some questions you can take, Prabhu.
Oh yeah, sure.
So devotees can unmute themselves and they can ask questions.
Yeah. Yes, carry on.
Bandhu you can unmute and ask the question. Maybe Prabhu is seeing in the mobile.
Bandhu Prabhu, please accept humble obeisances. Nice to hear you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, my question is how to conquer our ignorance and always be Krishna conscious.
Wow, how to conquer ignorance and always be Krishna conscious. Very nice question. You see, ultimately, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti the. Krishna says, I give the intelligence, I give the memory, I give the recollection. I also give forgetfulness. No, it would be unfair to blame Krishna when we forget Krishna. So, personally, out of my personal experience, I feel that, I see that. See, if I were to ask you whom you work for, you generally, you won't forget, you don't generally forget that, right? Whom you're working for. So similarly, if we take some responsibility for Krishna, some preaching responsibility for Krishna, the more you take, so the lesser the chances that you'll forget Krishna. So typically, I'll give you the example of a typical pujari in our temple. When he goes to bed, I'm sure he'll make a prayer saying, my Lord, please make sure I wake up in time. Because I have to wake you up and all those sevas will be there. And from then on, if he's a full-time pujari, then he starts planning what to do for the day, what dress, what jewelry, what this, what that. And then what offering, then he'll come down to the kitchen to check if the offering is going on properly, is it happening on time. If it doesn't, then he will start thinking whom he should call, how to, like that. So then they have the after, practically whole day Krishna can keep you locked up in service, practically the whole day. So when you take a responsibility, your chances of forgetting Krishna are very less. We should take a responsibility in the preaching mission of Lord Chaitanya. And then, of course, Prabhupada also mentions that when you love somebody, you generally don't forget. How does love grow? Love grows by service. As the more you serve Krishna, the more gate, our temple gate is closed. Just allow them. So when we serve, Vanaras initially didn't have any, I mean, they were fascinated by the personality of Lord Rama, but they barely knew him. But towards the end of the battle that they fought, as the association with Lord Rama got more and more, then they developed so much attraction for him. And then when finally Rama said, all right, thank you very much. I'm going back to Ayodhya. You all help me. I'll deeply remember everything he said. They all have tears in their eyes because they'll suddenly start realizing, oh my God, we'll be separated from Lord Rama. He's going away. And they'll all have tears and they'll be crying there. Then Lord Rama will detect that, hey, it's not the way for me to leave. It's not proper for me to just leave like this now. So Lord Rama will detect that there's something then he'll say, all right, why don't you all come with me to Ayodhya? There'll be big Haribols and all of them will jump into the Pushpak Vimana and go with Lord Rama to Ayodhya. So that initial respect transforms into love because the more they hear about Krishna, the more they want to, the more they serve, the more they chant Krishna's name, then that bhava changes, then they start loving. And when you love somebody, there's no chance that you'll forget. So initially it develops by taking some responsibility in service. As you do take more responsibility, as you do more and more service, your the mood in which you're doing will transform and Krishna will become more prominent. And afterwards, some people are very determined. They will say that we don't want to do anything too complicated in this material world, because then the chances of forgetting Krishna is there. We don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be doing anything complicated. We want to be dedicated to Krishna. So like that. So basically, if you ask me, I'll say it's a decision we have to make. Then we have to change our lifestyle in such a way that there are no chances that we'll forget Krishna. If you're materially completely absorbed and engaged and you have a high risk job and you're playing around on the stock market, your mind is completely on it. Obviously, you will not remember Krishna so much. So it depends on how dedicated, how intensely you want to pursue this goal of not wanting to forget Krishna. See, a lot of things in our spiritual life are based on what decisions we make. A lot of things. Our progress is slow because we have chosen to live like that. Our progress is fast in some cases because they said, forget it. Yeah, I don't want this life. I'll give it to Krishna. Prabhupada would joke saying, why don't you give one life to Krishna? You're going to have millions of life. You've already had millions of life. Maybe you'll have millions in the future. But of course, there's no guarantee that you'll be born millions of times in future. If you become devotee, then Krishna may take you back. But he would say, Prabhupada would say, one life, why don't you give to Krishna? You've done so many things in your lives. One life you give to Krishna. So like that, Prabhupada would, in many, many ways, try to encourage. But I would think the formula is take responsibility. Take responsibility for Krishna. That is what changes everything. Good question, Bandhu Prabhu.
Thanks, Prabhu.
But I will re-emphasize the point that if you have to decide what kind of a life you want, and based on the decisions you make, you'll either remember Krishna or you'll forget Krishna, or remember occasionally, or you'll remember Krishna all the time. Like I give the example of a pujari. there's no chance that he'll forget Krishna. Even though he may be sitting here, he'll be constantly looking at the watch because he knows 3:45 is to go back inside, cut fruits, and prepare the fruit offering for Krishna. And after that, he knows he has to pull them out. Then again, he will think, okay, I have to get ready for the Sandhya Arati. I want to make sure that the Arati plate is ready. So he's blessed. He is blessed. And nobody is stopping you from making your life a blessed life. Okay. Any other question?
Prabhu, you can unmute and speak, Prabhu, Karnapati Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
My question is how to stay focused in devotional service that is pleasing to Guru and Krishna, especially during the uncertainty arisen due to the COVID-19 scenario.
Oh, good question. Okay. So due to the uncertainty created by the COVID-19, so a bit like how Kunti was living in the palace of Dhritarashtra during the early childhood of the kings. After her husband Pandu died, she comes back to Hastinapura and lives in the palace. I mentioned how she feels that it's not a palace, but she's been surrounded by scorpions and snakes and alligators and crocodiles and envious elements and like that, fire and like that she feels. So obviously she's every second of her life she's fearful. I doubt if she even slept peacefully any day, because she will think, who knows what Duryodhana will do when my kids are sleeping. So she was always praying to Krishna, obviously. So Krishna was so worried about her and her welfare that he sends Akrura from Dwarka to Hastinapura saying, find out what's going on with my aunt and her children. Please come back and give me a report. Are they safe? Are they happy? Are they like that? So basically, her threat perception was very high. She could feel a very high threat perception in this world. And then she became helplessly dependent on Krishna. So many times threat is a very good, I would say, blessing in disguise for all of us. Otherwise, we tend to become very complacent, lazy. All right, everything is going on nicely, so let it go on. So we tend to become very complacent spiritually. That's not a good thing. So threat is good. Threat perception is good. It makes us helpless, makes us more dependent. We pray more intensely, exactly like how Kunti used to pray. Exactly like in the Bhagavatam, we see many people, like Sita Devi. She was a consort of Lord Rama. But when she was stuck there in the Ashoka Vana in Sri Lanka, you think she was happy? She was terrified. Ramayana explains that she was trembling like a leaf would tremble in the wind, trembling all the time, out of fear of Ravana, what he would do, when he would carry out his order that he'll cut Sita to pieces and take her for breakfast, because she's not accepting Ravana's proposal to marry him. So Sita was like shaking like a leaf in a tree in the storm. So she was so scared. She was cling on to Lord Rama's name in her heart and pray to him so intensely, saying, only you can save me. And she doesn't even know if Lord Rama knows where she is, how she is suffering, or things like that. So threat is sometimes a very good blessing in disguise. I mean, I'm not saying it was necessary for Sita to remember Lord Rama. Sita is deeply in love with Lord Rama, but nevertheless, I'm speaking about the scenario. It helps Sita. So threat, fear, risk, danger in many times is a blessing in disguise. We'll become fearful of the material world. We'll become less involved with the material world, just like we are being self-isolation, quarantine. Imagine if we are able to quarantine our mind or isolate our mind from all kinds of temptations once the lockdown is lifted. It's such a great thing. Just stay focused on Krishna consciousness and some job for a while, and then bhakti and your online classes or something like that. So I feel sometimes coronavirus kind of a thing is probably sent by nature to correct a system that's going crazy. See, sometimes Mother Earth goes and so what was I saying? Yeah. So see, coronavirus is like a blessing in disguise. Otherwise, we become very casual. Imagine isolation, quarantine, we carry it forward. And we refuse to get involved in anything seriously in this material world and accept, work with Krishna, become a devotee of Krishna. How wonderful it would be. So sometimes these things are arranged by nature to shake up the system, which is going horribly wrong. Yeah, I was saying Mother Earth goes to Brahma and prays. Too many soldiers, too many Kshatriyas. I don't see. I mean, I'm scared. I'm worried about the welfare of the people of this world. These Kshatriyas sometimes get carried away and they unnecessarily they will start war. So then Brahma will say, all right, I'll do something about it. So in Prabhupada uses his word, blessing in disguise, a few times. He says, good, we'll become careful. Prabhupada says, we'll become frustrated with the material world. We'll become very cautious. We'll be less entangled. We'll make our life simpler. Like now, quarantine time, our life is simple. We just hear classes, worship Krishna, become devotee of Krishna like that. It's such an amazing transformation in our lifestyle. I mean, I can speak about the devotees in the temple. We just, kirtan, arati, this one reading. Sometimes I get 3-4 classes in a day like this. Today I have one class in the afternoon, one in the evening. So I just don't have time because in between I have to prepare, make notes, etc. So all of you, I'm sure, Harikshatra is keeping you all on your toes. So it is a blessing in disguise. It is a blessing in disguise. Make full advantage. Remember these times, how you should live. Be part of the material world, but yet be different from the material world. So, so you become frustrated, careful, simplify your life. Because of the quarantine, how much our life has become simplified. Now we know malls are not essential. So many things are not essential in our lives. Just bhakti is enough. Good question, Prabhu. So carry on in the spirit of giving up your entanglement with the material world. Very nice question.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Any other question?
I think Krishna Karunamurti Prabhu has a question. He can unmute and ask it.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Prabhu. So Prabhu, now the COVID is there. After the COVID, the post-COVID, what would be our strategy or plan to enhance preaching service in a Bangalore? Because a lot of changes in the society. What can we do, Prabhu, for this reason?
Well, it's if you ask me, I will say it's a little too early. It's a little difficult to guess what is the long-term impact of this COVID lockdown. One thing is the disease, but people are worried about the economic impact of the lockdown. Now, the economic impact of the lockdown will start only now. After the lockdown is lifted, that impact will start. How many businesses will survive? How many won't? How many will scale down? How many people's jobs will be affected? How many people will have to take a pay cut and learn to live with lesser pay? We have to wait and see. The impact of this lockdown will be felt maybe for a whole year. I don't know. Depends. So we don't know. Really difficult to say. But I can tell you one thing. People have to learn to simplify your life, make savings right now, and get ready for, there could be minor changes. There could also be major changes in the society. Major. We cannot even imagine. See, the government is now borrowing money to pay salaries. Forget about any development work. How long can the banks or somewhere, how long can they borrow? Nobody has money, neither the banks. If many people lose jobs, then they won't pay their EMI. Then what will happen to the banks? Banks will collapse. So we don't know what will happen. We're just hoping there'll be a good monsoon and praying to Krishna. So Lord has some plan why he did this. I think it's because he wanted the whole world to reorganize itself, at least cut down on meat eating and meat consumption in this world. Substantially cut down meat, or eliminate it altogether, so that it becomes a less sinful place, so that Lord Chaitanya's movement can spread. But what will be the impacts, economic impact, we will only begin to see now. It will start happening. It's all lockdown. We're sitting at home. We have no idea what, when business starts. Like it's said that there will be no more public large gatherings at marriages and stuff like that. We don't know, maybe for the next 1 year. That means the Kalyan Mandap business will lock down. People who have Kalyan Mandaps will have no income. I don't know. People are so scared. They don't want to buy. They don't want to buy anything new. They want to hold on to their savings. So consumption will come down. Malls and supermarkets will come down. Entertainment industry, we don't know how long the break will be there. Schools and colleges, nobody has any clue when they will resume. Maybe a lot of these things will go online. Parents will be scared to send their children to schools. They will say, no, sit at home. Doesn't matter, you lose a year. We'll see next year. Something like that. So many drastic changes will be there. But I'll tell you something. Just chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds, read Bhagavad Gita every day, Bhagavatam, and wait and watch. Krishna will find some way to save the devotees. Wait and watch. But if you ask me as a person who's watching this, I'll say, hold on to your savings. Don't spend too much. We don't know what will happen. And chant more. And wait and watch. There's some plan of the Lord. It will slowly start unfolding. Maybe America will collapse and India may become the new superpower. Maybe the whole world will hate China. I don't know. We have to wait and see. But definitely a lot of changes are expected. A lot of changes are expected. But whatever be the changes, our solution is chant Hare Krishna seriously 16 or maybe more now. And pray. As a family, pray. Not just for yourself, but for all people of the world. And be ready to adapt yourself. So like in the temple, we know that a lot of things will go online. Preaching, classes, everything will go online. So we're gearing ourselves up for that. A lot of things will go online. Like Narsingha Jayanti is on 6th. I don't have the courage to invite you all also. So, but we will have to do the Abhishek. So we'll stream it online. Maybe all of you can sponsor a Kalash online, or we'll send Prashadam by courier, something like that. I have just no idea. All these we will start seeing the impact after 3rd. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, for your time and blessing us on this auspicious Akshaya Tritiya day.
I can't bless. I can only wish and pray. But again, I'm reminding you, send me your details. We will do a special Archana at 5 o'clock today. And I'll telecast it. I'll see if it can be made online.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Either Facebook or what do you call it? Zoom or on YouTube. We'll stream it. We'll do an Archana. Send all names of all your congregation members, name and send it. Put it all together and send it to me as one WhatsApp file. I mean, Excel file. I will stand there and get it done.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. All the best. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.